What's up, everyone? My name is Jesse. This is the Auditorium. I react to video game music as a musician myself. Today is the return of Gunpoint. This song is called The Five Floor Goodbye, requested by Mushimari and the UFO guy. So I've heard a couple of songs from this series, and every time it's full of saxophone and noir, jazzy vibes. That's pretty much all I know. But actually, for the first time, I looked up some information on it, and I'm going to talk about it afterwards. But for now, let's just listen. This is from the channel Raven Home. The Five Floor Goodbye. Or those claps. I thought they were snaps at first. Interesting swing to it. Very early on. It's kind of like a parade or something. Bum, bum. Electronic jazz. You don't hear that every day. I feel like you're only allowed to listen to this stuff at night. Fully unlock its potential. The highlight of this one is definitely the piano. Sounds kind of like improv. That one was oozing with style. A little more than the other ones. That one had a very distinct energy, whereas I feel like the other Gunpoint songs I've heard had this kind of ambient flair of like ooh, ah, and cool. This one felt more like you're moving, like something's moving. There's like a strut to it. Boom, 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 boom. So, and it had a little bit more of a livelier energy. It had a little bit more bounce to it, so that was cool. Stand-up bass or the double bass was really cool. The claps, which I thought were snaps at first, and the it had the real feeling of jazz to me. Jazz is essentially like improvisation, the genre, but also very specific chords and scales get used, right? I think, I could be wrong about this, but I think the chord choices are like 7 chords for the music notes, or like add 7 chords. So they have this kind of just tonality to them. And then the piano in this one, it was more like it just felt very free, right? Which is in line with jazz, but it felt very just, one take or a take that they decided that they liked, and they were just kind of playing in key and just kind of jamming out. So really cool. I looked it up. I don't remember if I looked up information before on this game, but I did this time. And it's rated super high. 10 out of 10, 5 out of 5. IGN is the only 9 out of 10. It's currently 80% off on Steam if you're watching this right now, which makes it $1.99. So it says, let me read this actually. Gunpoint is a stealth-based puzzle platform video game created by indie developer Tom Francis. Let me read more actually. That kind of was interesting just reading that. Developer Suspicious Developments. Oh, from 2013. 11 years ago. I'm just reading the wiki. Composers are the same ones you see here. So John Robert Matz, Ryan Ike, and Francisco Cerda. Let's see. The game is set in the near future and sees players assume the role of freelance spy Richard Conway, who is tasked with infiltrating buildings to fulfill assignments from various clients. To do so, the player must avoid guards and bypass security features with the aid of a number of high-tech gadgets, such as the crosslink tool, which is used to rewire electrical circuits. Throughout the game, Conway seeks to clear his name in the murder of a high-profile weapons manufacturer and gradually uncovers a murder mystery in his search for the real killer. I'm seeing a screenshot of it. Okay. I mean, I typically never look this far into it, but I guess after hearing the song a couple times and only having this one image, this is the only image I have, curiosity, kind of gets the better of me sometimes. So it's a 10-year-old, 11-year-old game that is apparently very highly rated. Cool. Now, I guess that answers the question of because when I hear this music, the first thing I think is, you're a character and it's kind of like behind the back and you're in different areas, but it sounds like, at least from the sound of it, like a puzzle. I think of like something's already on screen, like a static image, and stuff is happening obviously, but then the music is just kind of like background music. I could just look up more screenshots. I don't know why my curiosity is so high. Normally I just move on, but yeah, it seems to be like, like it's quite literally a puzzle game. There's just like layers. Yeah, what does this remind me of? God, it reminds me of I can't think. But yeah, it seems like everything is just like a bunch of rectangles and squares and rooms with kind of like the same background, maybe different nighttime landscapes. Okay, so the music is just sort of background music in a sense, not so much a setting. If that makes any sense. I could be wrong, of course. I could just be seeing like one part of the game. But either way, it's highly rated, and all I could say is this is one of those games where up until now, I always just listened to it just to listen to it because I know this requester is a big aficionado for music as well, and they just like to just hear cool stuff, and there's really nothing like cooler than like Gunpoint. Gunpoint is kind of the epitome of just style, saxophone and jazz, and for those that don't know, saxophone is my favorite instrument, so it's always a good time for me to hear it. But it's nice to at least put a little bit of imagery and some substance behind it. But highly rated and apparently on sale. So that's all I really got. maybe worth a playthrough if it's kind of like if it's a short game. You know, I'll consider it, but we'll see. I might have just shot myself in the foot. Maybe one of those games where you just kind of like put on just to play a game and like not think about it so much. But let me know. So thank you to the UFO guy and of course Mushi Mary for the request for the 5-floor goodbye. Thank you to everyone that you see here. I cannot be here without them. Thanks to you for watching. My name is Jesse in the auditorium. Take it easy.